Hey guys, Deathbyphiw here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a tier list for supports for Season 10, so stick around. First and foremost, Season 10 is here. It's been about, 10 days or so? Maybe a week or so? And there were some updates to supports, but not a lot has changed since Season 9, and I feel like, some of the supports that were struggling in previous seasons still are. And I'm going to start off with the number one support, who I think is the worst in the game at the current moment. And I feel like most games that I have this person on my team is pretty much a loss, unless the enemy team has them as well. So, Mercy. She's F tier. She's my most played hero. I have over 300 hours on her since Overwatch 1. But she just is struggling. She's DPS passive just really puts her in the gutter, and she's not good. She needs some sort of change or update, or maybe the meta just needs to switch and there's a balance change there that just puts her more into the mix. But even with that, I still can't see her being above C. I put her in previous tier lists as C, and then DPS passive came out and it just nuked her potential. So that's Mercy. Move on to the next support. Another support who is struggling, even with changes to his with some buffs to his kit, is Lifeweaver, and he just feels like he's a D tier support. He's a single target healer. He has some good utility and a good ultimate, but he's just a heal bot at this current moment. He does do quite a bit of damage if used appropriately, but his main core of his kit is healing his team, and it's just not good today. And he doesn't have enough survivability to be in the mix with the other supports that are just significantly better than his kit. So sorry, Lifeweaver mains. He's got the grippers, but he's got the Badussi if you love him, but he's just not it. Don't pick him. Another support who's my near and dear to my heart, who I just love to main, is Ana. She seems really niche. She does not seem like she's bad. She doesn't seem like she's good. I just think she's kind of average, sitting around in a middle to low B tier kind of realm of things for her. If anything, if I could say anything good about Ana, she's the perfect resemblance of what a support should be, and she's balanced right now. She's not crazy broken. She's not crazy strong. And with the HP buff, that's what kind of nerfed her on the tier list. Is she didn't get any buff to her healing or damage numbers, which is fine, right? We talk a lot about support power creep, and I think we should focus more on the way Ana is right now to kind of balance out the rest of the heroes, which I'll get to as well. Like Moira, who is A tier. Moira is just like, she has the group healing, she has a ton of survivability, her coalescence is so strong. There's not really much to say about her. She's a low skill ceiling hero with a high reward for just playing her decently. The biggest problem is most people are just going Moira now instead of playing Mercy, and now you have a lot of Moiras in your game, and if you're playing Genji, it kind of messes up his utility. I'm a support main, so I'm just speaking some other side of things for like DPS. You really got to just time her fade. Time her fade. If you're running dive, if you do enough damage to her and you see that she fades, you go and target her. You gotta have good communication and go and jump on her and kill her. And that's how you deal with Moira. But she gets her ult really quick. She provides a lot of group healing, a lot of group damage, and her ultimate is really good. And I feel like if you are doing Moira versus Moira, the Moira who pops their ult first likely loses the match, because the second Moira on the enemy team pops their ultimate, and that wins the team fight. So that's Moira. She does a lot for the team, and she has a lot of survivability. I think if the meta changed, she wouldn't be broken, and she would just be kind of more of a balanced kind of niche pick as well, probably C tier, but at the current moment in current meta, she's A tier. Next up on the list is Lucio. He's still S tier. He got a nerf to his damage, but it just wasn't enough. He went from 20 to 18 damage on his primary fire. He got a little bit of buff to his secondary fire, his boop ability with damage, but still really strong. He enables his team with speed boost. He provides group healing with his amp it up and healing capabilities. He has a really good ultimate. He's just a whole package, providing damage and heals, and really good team enabler, and really a good support all in all. Another support who's kind of struggling is Zenyatta. I put him at C tier because he's really niche as well, and he can be a tank buster with his Discord Orb. If your enemy tank is running something like a Sig or a Rhine or Ramattra, it really helps out to have that Discord Orb to provide additional damage and to choke him down. But then once the team goes dive and they start focusing Zen, he doesn't really have much escapability, and that's really where he falters as a support. Who I think is also really broken and still is broken is Kiriko. She's S tier. She's not as good as Lucio, but I just think she's so strong, provides so much utility for the team. Her ultimate is really broken. She needs, I mean, these immortality abilities are just too broken in my opinion, and they just need to not be in the game. But they're there, and she's really strong. She provides a lot of heals. But once again, kind of not so easy to do really well with her. A little bit more skill to play her, and a lot of people are picking her. She's a high pick rate, so just because you pick her doesn't mean you're gonna win. But she has the whole kit and package to provide a lot of damage and a lot of support and a lot of heals to your team, and just do a lot as a support and really help out the team. So real solid pick in my opinion. Another solid pick is Baptiste. Provides a lot of damage, provides a lot of burst group healing, has their immortality lamp, another ability I think that shouldn't be in the game. It's not as good as Kiriko's cleanse, but still a really good ability. And you know, he has the ability to jump up to get high ground and get good angles on against the enemy team, and just provides quite a bit of damage with his ultimate, and just can delete targets if he pops it, like, and hits his shots and hit critical shots. It just really obliterates the enemy team. So definitely a very solid A tier. I would argue that he's maybe better than Moira, but I put these two about on even here. Another one who I think is A tier because of the current meta, Brig. Brig just helps you deal in the back line, and I think she really pairs up well with Ana. I think like a Brig Ana comp is a pretty decent comp. It's not the best comp to run, but it's a pretty solid, decent comp. She could stay in the back line, stay with your Ana, also help enable the team, provide group heals. She does damage. Her healing aura procs. She's just all in all a really solid, well-rounded support with a good kit to provide utility and healing to the team, as well as do quite a bit of damage. So she's really strong. She deals pretty decently with dive, and she's just a solid pick. Not as good as Bap and Moira. I would put her more on the lower side of A tier, but that is what it is. Illari is another hero who I think is kind of like in the middle of the pack of things, and more like she could be really strong at higher elo. But I'm gonna put Illari in B tier, right around Ana's realm. I think that she does a lot more damage than Ana, and has you know, the ability to move around and survive a little bit better than Ana, obviously. But her healing pylon is her main healing capability. They did buff her heals, so that's why I'm bumping her up the list. I think I used to have her like on C tier, but now she does a bit more healing. She could help her team out a little bit more, and just be useful in team fights instead of just having a pylon destroyed and then she can't really do much, if anything. Well, let me know if you agree with me or not. Like this video, drop a comment in the comment sections below, share this with a friend, and most of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help me out and keep me motivated to continue making gaming content videos like this. But yeah, really do let me know what your thoughts are on this tier list. I really don't think much has changed since Season 9 and my previous tier list. Just little minor updates here and there. But do you agree? Do you disagree? Just let me know. And as always, happy gaming.